I've never had a movie show at the IFC Center before, so this is really cool. I'm also very, very excited to be doing this. Thank you all for being here. I told a story before this premiered at South by, and it's short, I promise you. But I wanted to tell it again tonight since I'm back home in New York. I started working on this movie in 2017, started working on the screenplay, and I knew exactly what it was supposed to be, but I just couldn't get from point A to point B to point C. And it just ate me up that I couldn't quite figure out how to move from all these things that I understood. And so I, on a whim, decided to reach out to my father, who's a quadriplegic Air Force veteran, who after he was honorably discharged, he went back to school and got his degree in 20th century US history. And I thought, like, who better to ask for help from than my amazing veteran father, who not only served, but knows way more about the past 100 years than I do. And so I sent him the script and I said, you know, I know what I want to do, I just can't, again, A to B to C. And so he told me, look, I'm not creative, but he's like, but I can tell you what you did wrong. And he was like, you wrote a movie set at the end of World War II, you call this guy a sergeant, he's supposed to be a major. You say this person was in this battle, they should have been in this battle. And it was amazing how just these little tiny pieces of information suddenly made all the characters in it real. And I know it sounds very silly, but like they all came to life after my dad told me what I had done wrong. And the second and third acts just like poured out of me, and I figured them out right away, and I was so happy with the script. And I sent it back to my dad, and he said, okay, now that this is happening, now you have to change this and this. And I said, okay, great. So we sent it back and forth 6 or 7 times, and eventually it was in January of 2019, he called me up one morning and he was like, hey, you know, it's done. Like the script is done and it's ready to go. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And so I asked him, I said, do you want a co-writer credit? He said, no. He said, that's dumb. I said, okay, cool, I'll put you in the special thanks. And so he told me, he was like, I'm really excited to see this movie. And I said, yeah, I'm really excited for you to see it. And I hung up the phone and he died. And it was the last time I ever talked to my dad. And I didn't know what to do, because now I had this script that was like suddenly like the most surprisingly special thing I had ever had. And I was like, I can't fuck it up. I have like one chance to make a movie with my dad. And I spent a really long time trying to find the right team to make this with and the right people to make it with. And I feel very fortunate that this is the movie that I wanted to make. And I don't believe in the afterlife. I don't think my dad's up on a cloud being like, good movie, son. But I'm very happy knowing that this is the movie that we put together. And, you know, more than anything, I wish he was here checking out the movie with all of us. So I just kind of want to tell that story about my dad, because I miss him a lot, and this movie reminds me of him. And I hope this movie makes you think. It's weird. It's got a whole lot going on in it, and more than anything, it's meant to provoke a dialogue. And I hope when it's over, we can chat. I have 3 of the amazing cast members from the film here with me tonight, and we're going to do a Q&A afterward. So please come up with those questions. And more than anything, like I said, I hope the movie makes you think. So thank you very much.